Four comedians are also real good friends, working on jokes, the fun never ends. They're asking each other, is this anything?
To get your
No, I think I'm all good. I've got
okay.
Yeah, I already started recording, so
I've got what's
now.
the deal with supers? Supers suck. I've got this joke about how supers should be called not supers.
They should be called mediocres.
Yeah.
There you go.
You guys ever notice how when your air conditioning breaks, you suddenly want to kill yourself? Is that just me? How relatable is that?
We cut to 3 minutes later of you going, and then I said.
Can you hear my air conditioning? Is it distracting?
A little. It's not a big deal to me.
A little. One time I asked Jarret while we were on the road, I said, oh, can you sing? And he went, a little. And it makes me laugh all the time. I think about it a lot.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Isn't it great when one of your songs has such an impact on somebody's life?
Hey, Anthony's got a new single out.
Yeah, I saw.
Did you hear it?
No.
I just watched it with the sound off. It looks
crazy.
It looks great.
I watched the video on mute.
Yeah, I saw the link.
No.
That was interesting.
Jarret said, yeah, I saw. I went, ooh. So if you went, did you hear it? And I went, yeah, that would be crazy. For me to make that sound and then go, yeah, I heard it. To be surprised that it exists and also I heard it.
I heard it in a dream.
Can we play it? Is that allowed? I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
What on the?
Play it.
But it counts as
on the pod.
It counts as Rob's turn. Not sure why Rob, but he suggested it. So.
Do you mean I should just edit it in later, or are you saying I should?
then edit our reactions to it?
Yeah. All right, let's get the reactions now.
Okay. I did not expect that.
This is hilarious.
Is yours before or after?
This is me waiting for him to start it.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome to Is This Anything? Today we're going to start off by listening to one of Anthony's songs. So
my single, my new single.
Yeah, your single.
And where can people check it out if not here?
It is on. They can download the song from my website, anthonykapfer.com.
Why does it sound like you were making it up?
Anthony.
It's that thing where you look around the room and you see things, so you sound like an ant. He's like, ant.
And he saw some honey.
There's a hat over there, and then it's made of fur.
Some fur.
Kapfer.
Usual suspect. Great movie.
It's everywhere. It's on my YouTube. It's on my Instagram.
That's a great production system you got there.
Yeah.
Cool.
What is it?
You should get out of bed more often.
Oh, wow. I've been grabbing it myself like a loser.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys know that fiancés will just do that for you if you ask?
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Son of a bitch, Brett. I was literally trying to think of the best way to sell that and do it well. You did it.
My way was to do it poorly on purpose.
And as you're talking, I was like, Rob, how are you going to get this hand to look like it's actually coming in? And as I'm thinking, you're just like,
That's great.
damn it.
Oh, boy.
Thanks.
It tastes so much better.
Oh, there you are, guys.
It tastes so much better because somebody who cares about me got it for me.
Oh, that's great.
Go.
Wait, can she hear us?
Oh, she can.
She cannot.
So how does she know to go along with this?
Mm-hmm. She has those comedic instincts that all four of us had to work really hard for. She just has it naturally. Did you hear what she said when she gave me the water? I don't know how well the microphone was.
No, I think I heard her voice, but I don't know what it said.
She said, here's that Tahitian ice water you asked for. I'm so sorry it took so long.
I did not hear that.
Is that really what she said?
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony, do you want to share screen and show your video?
Okay, so why don't we get started right now?
All right.
What would you say if I asked you a rhetorical question, hypothetically? And what is the meaning of life? Tell me yes or no. That was a trick question. Or was it? I don't know. I don't have all the answers now. How could I when I don't even have all the questions? Ironically, I complain that I do not get sarcasm. Isn't that just great? I want to be a positive person, but that seems so unlikely. Sometimes I think my mind is playing tricks on me, therefore I'm always right.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Is This Anything? We are here
Hey,
every
everybody.
week.
Welcome to back
Hi,
to
welcome
Is This
back to
Anything?
Is This
another
Anything?
episode
I'm
of
Anthony Kapfer.
Is This Anything?
Here with.
That's Jarret Berenstein.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jarret Berenstein. These are my friends.
Sorry,
And
I just.
Where
welcome
we
to
pitch-
Jarret Berenstein presents Is This Anything?
welcome to Talking at the Same Time. We are 4 assholes.
Sorry, Rob.
It sucks because, like, for today, for whatever reason, my internet's not allowing you guys to. You're all like frozen, so if I'm not being able to see you do it, it's much more funnier if I got to see you do it. So you're all frozen. I was just like,
You'll have to wait for the podcast to come out, Rob.
It looked great on my end.
I probably looked frozen because I was like, I don't know what to do.
All right, kick it off, Rob.
All right, cool. If anyone else like the intro, let me know. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Is This Anything? We're here every week pitching new joke ideas and punching them up amongst friends. Jarret, who is going first? Do you have an official order for us?
I do have an official order, and it's very exciting. Our order this week is Jarb.
Wow!
A random order machine has put us in the order for Jarb.
That's
And-
So that's
Or it's
Jarret.
malfunctioning, and it's like, I am the Jarbinator. Jarb.
And our boxes go spell Jarb in if you go clockwise.
Next week.
Cool.
Next week, guys, you're not going to believe this, but we have randomly been put in the Jarb order again. How many weeks can I do this?
It's just the Jarbinator becoming self-aware. It's like, Jarb. Jarb. It's like, all right, buddy. Good for you.
All right. This week, our order is I am Jarb. I don't know. That's weird.
Next week, it's existence is pain. That's a weird.
This week, our order is kill me. I guess K is Anthony for Kapfer. I is Jarret. Obviously, I am Jarret.
This week's order is when do I get a turn?
We really should let the Jarbinator do some jokes at some point.
Okay, guys, I got one here today. It's Jarb. Is that anything?
I had a different direction. I was like, don't you guys hate it when humans use you to randomly put letters in a sequence for them? Am I the only one? This guy knows what I'm talking about. Hey, I don't come to where you work and randomly arrange letters at your office. This is sort of a one-liner. My fiance makes more money than I do, but to be fair, any girl that I would date would make more money than I do if the amount of money that she made was some.
That's great.
Yeah.
like that.
Any comments? Any criticisms? Or
Do you? Is it because you're a comedian?
yeah. I mean, I guess I'm playing off of that stereotype about how little money comedians make.
The only thing that distracts me from the point of the joke is this idea of any other girl that I might date. I mean, she's your fiance at this point, soon to be your wife. So that joke just won't really. It just is weird to think of you dating somebody else. So my mind wandered, even for just a fraction of a second, to go like, what? Who
Yeah, I
cares
could
about-
easily change that too. But any girl that I had proposed to would have made more money than me.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe even a different direction of, well, she started making more money than me when she started making some, or something along those lines, or when I don't know. But either way, that's cool. Just my only note, my only thought was that introducing the concept of other women that you might date. I'm just like, well,
My fiance makes more money
if it was your
than
girlfriend,
me.
I don't think I'd have an issue.
I know that was a serious comment, but it sounded really funny.
It's really funny. Yeah, you cheat on your girlfriend all you want, but because it's your fiance who brings you water, maybe you should, tamp it down with the other.
My fiance makes more money than I do. When we first started dating, we actually made around the same, but then she got a job. And she started
I like that
making
more, actually.
and her income became some money or
Yeah.
something like that.
I like that. There's something about that that's more cute. I like. But okay.
Yeah, I don't know if there's room for an extra tag somewhere along the idea of having, just a very nominal amount of money and being like, ooh, should I play the stock market? Or, you find $1, you're like, whoa, big spender here.
I found $1 on the street and I was like, well, I read that I'm supposed to invest half of this. So where do I go to get a stock? Where is that a
I'll take
store?
one stock, please.
One stock, please.
You're at the Apple store. I've heard this is a good company to invest in.
Look, Brett, were you on the road with me and Steve when we were talking about like what would happen if you just went into like a McDonald's and you were like, I just want to give this $20 to McDonald's, and they're like, wait, you don't want to order any food or anything? No, just I love what you do. I love everything about this organization. I just want to support you guys. So here's just $20. And they're like, well, do you want to put it in the Ronald McDonald House? That's actually a charity. You're like, no. I hate the charity. I love the restaurants. I just want to make sure that you guys are good. I want to support you like a Patreon almost,
And then they were like, actually, if you put it in the charity, we'll go to McDonald's anyway. 95% of that.
That's really funny.
I
This is
think
a
that's
bit...
true. I think they take an insane amount of money. For
Oh, really?
that. Yeah, it's
No, fuck those guys.
Yeah, enormous amount. out of the
You know what?
charity.
I was cool with McDonald's until now. This is sort of a long... This is sort of a longer bit that I tried on stage once, and it really didn't work, so I just want to see what you guys think.
Nice.
Boy.
You can
I
show
was...
it.
What's up? What'd you say,
can show
Rob?
You can show it. There you go.
Perfect. I was dog sitting my friend's pit bull. And I know that some people are scared of pit bull. There's so much cruff on this, but just sit with me. This is what I wrote.
Is cruff a word? Cruff?
Cruff is a word, right?
Wow, I've never heard
Cruff?
of cruff before.
I don't
Is
know
it
it.
CRUF?
Are you sure you don't want to ask Alexo, Brett?
Alexa.
I can't hear what she said because I have my headphones in.
Oh, I see.
Is it CRUFT?
Excellent question. Let's look it up. This is not coming out of my time. Cruff.
Nope. It's come out of my time.
It might be cruffed.
Cruff.
Cruffed?
I'm just curious.
From the Austrian composer Nicholas von Kruft.
Ooh.
He used to have these really wordy intros before his music. He would get up and so this song, it started.
Do you guys know about pit bulls?
If you imagine, so I'm a young boy, all right?
And then there's like a
Get to the
20-minute portion
song.
of him at the piano, like ding 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding.
God, I really thought Kruft was a word, but I'm having trouble finding it. All right, I'll look it up later. That has been as fun as that's going to be, I think. All right, so
Off
here's
the
a bit.
Scrabble board. Moving on.
If Jarret, you lose a turn and Rob
There's
gets
a lot
to go again.
of... Oh, shit, I got to draw 4. So
Triple
there's a
joke
lot
squad.
of... But here's what I got.
Oh,
Turn off
Jarret,
your
I think you're
microphone.
unplugged.
Yeah, I could feel it happening. All right.
Where the fuck's
No,
your PA?
it's going through you. Oh, you're back. Okay.
God, how funny would it be if Kirsten's hand, her manicured hand, just came on and pushed that in for me? Okay, here's the bit. I was dog sitting my friend's pit bull, and I know that some people are scared of pit bulls, but this one was sweet as pie. But for some reason, this dog was terrified of being outside. Like, every time I took him outside, he would start literally shaking with fear. He would go to the bathroom, and they would haul ass back inside. And I feel so bad for this dog that he's scared of the only place that he can go to the bathroom. Like, imagine if the only place that you could go to the bathroom was a haunted house, or like in an abandoned insane asylum, or Alabama or something. That's what this poor dog's life was like. He was literally scared shitless. It makes me feel bad. Like, I want this dog to have a nice, calm bathroom time. So I tried to pet him and calm him down as he was doing his business. But as he was going to the bathroom and I pet him, he gave me a look like I was into this. Like, this was my fetish or something. Like, touching dogs when they're going to the bathroom. And now I'm not allowed to dog sit him anymore. I don't know what he told my friend, But I was just trying to help. All right, what do you guys think?
I love this first part of the joke, the haunted house thing. I would like for you to explore that way more. I want
Yeah, I like that.
you to go into the details of like what it's like to poop in a haunted house. So,
That's funny.
You go to reach for the toilet paper and
It's a mummy.
Yeah. You have to unroll the mummy in order to wipe your ass.
I want to start talking about this and then being like, you know what? This sounds a lot of fun. This sounds
actually great.
It's an escape room.
Somebody.
Every time you go to the bathroom, it's an escape room.
I think I missed the first part. What was the justification that made it a haunted house? Why was he scared?
So this dog is just scared of being outside, and that's the only place they can go to the bathroom. And so I feel bad. Imagine the only place that you could go to the bathroom was somewhere terrifying, like a haunted house or an abandoned insane asylum or Alabama.
Gotcha.
But I like the idea of expanding on the haunted house idea and then maybe changing my mind halfway through and being like, you know what, that sounds like a lot of fun, actually. What is a scary place to go to the bathroom?
I
don't know.
I think an abandoned
Mr.
insane
McConnell's house?
asylum is scarier
Abandoned
than a haunted
insane
house.
asylum.
Yeah.
But it's abandoned.
But that's terrifying. Have you never seen any movie about like an abandoned, like decrepit, falling apart building that's enormous?
Anthony Kapfer is the worst ghost hunter.
There's nothing here.
Nothing.
There's nothing here.
Yeah, but a glass just broke out of nowhere.
That was
but
the
I don't
wind.
see anybody.
That was probably the wind.
I didn't see anybody do that. So what are you freaking out about?
It's an Indian burial ground. They're all
Dead.
buried.
Yeah, they're all dead.
They're all dead.
Nothing to worry about.
It's not an Indian ghost house. It is an Indian burial ground. That's probably just some Victorian child wandering around here.
I thought he looked cool.
Do you know what has a complete lack of Indian burial grounds everywhere but America? Did you notice that?
Yeah, we've got the
That's
exclusive
interesting.
rights.
We've
on
got them
that.
all. We have all the Indian burial grounds.
Except
I,
for actual Indians.
Yes.
I
India
made a
has most of
joke
those.
on Twitter that I have henceforth seen about 100 other comedians do the exact same thing and all get way more likes and retweets than me.
Yeah.
Where I think like sometime after Trump got elected, I was like, have we, considered the fact that America was built on a Native American burial ground or something, and that it's haunted. I forget how I phrased it exactly. And I was like,
I've
I'm
seen
pretty proud of that. And then I saw like 5 or 6 other comedians do it who all got like hundreds and thousands of retweets or whatever.
Sons of bitches.
So what I'm saying is that life's not fair.
And that joke's been done. Get it?
But first by me. All right. I mean, that's all I got for today. So if you guys had any other thoughts about it, I think that's
What's
the thing.
second half?
Second part is like him
yeah.
thinking that I'm a creep or a pervert for wanting to pet him when he's taking a shit.
Well,
I don't believe that.
It's a stretch. It's a real
that you,
stretch.
but if you gave it just a little bit more of like they told me they don't need me to dog sit anymore, and now I feel like he said something
Yeah,
like
right.
that even sounds a little bit more than I don't know what he said to them. That doesn't that is just like a little bit more believable.
Do you think it's too much of a stretch to be like the dog gave me a look like I was being a weirdo for touching him when he's taking a shit?
No.
You know, you don't think it's weird stretch or anything? Because in my brain, that part's funny by itself, but it has never done well.
I think what's weird about it for me is just how much you're putting on the dog, but I don't mind if you just kind of talk through like let's say the dog looks at you and you just explain that flatly. You know, I touch the dog just to make him more comfortable, and he stares me right in the eyes as he starts going, you know, and there was this weird look between us kind of thing. And then I felt as if something had happened, you know, like I don't know.
What about this? Like imagine you were taking a shit and someone just started caressing your face. The look that you would give that person, that's what the dog did to me.
Yes.
Are you already accusing him of thinking something weird? Right? Was that with what you were doing?
I
with
mean,
the
I
dog?
could always change the order of it, but the way that it reads right now is, so I tried to calm him down while he was doing his business, and I started petting him, and he gave me a look like I was some kind of weirdo, like that was my fetish.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
So
I mean,
imagine you're taking a shit in an abandoned insane asylum, and then to make you feel better, I just came over and started petting you.
I just started gently
Touching your
caressing
face.
your face,
Good
and
boy.
looking you in the eye and telling you a good boy. That's really funny. That's really funny.
What if that
Okay.
was the only way you could go?
It's the only way I can come.
Good boy. All right, cool. Yeah, I like those. I like those notes, guys. Thanks so much.
Rob, should we sculpt you?
That's my.
You want to take a minute to?
my thinking spot.
I'm imagining that you have hired like, I don't know, Dave Ross or somebody.
Bob Ross?
Bob Ross.
Trying to think of like a good road comic like Dave
Oh.
Attell or something. Dave Attell is like, he's your ringer, and he's just like writing things down on a whiteboard for you to say, Rob. You know, you're like looking off in the corner, like, ooh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna tell Jared about this joke? Oh, you know, I just had an idea. Okay. All right, cool. I think it's Anthony's turn next, unless anybody else had any more feedback.
No, nothing pressing.
All right. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Let's see what I've got here. They're sort of just like premises. They're not really very close. And I don't know, maybe I have actually run this by you, Rob, at some point. This is what I have. I don't have an alibi for where I was last night. You can ask anyone. That's the first part of the idea. And then I've got this thing where I wrote about how I like to live life dangerously. Sometimes I'll get invited to a party and I'll stay home just so that I won't have an alibi on the off chance that there's a crime committed that night. So I guess that's that whole idea. That's
To me,
cool.
it almost feels like one joke where you do the first part after the second part. And the second part is a cop questioning you, and you say, I don't have an alibi, officer. You can ask anyone.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
So that's like part of an act out of the of the premise.
I really like that joke, though. That's really funny.
Oh, thanks. I don't
Yeah,
think I ever
I-
tried it. I don't know.
I don't know if there's room for justification,
Did I hear? There it is.
but maybe
I thought that was a cop siren as part of the joke.
I don't believe in innocent before proven guilty, or I really believe in it. So what's the second part?
I like to live life dangerously. Sometimes when I get invited to a party, I'll just stay home, just so I won't have an alibi on the off chance that a crime is committed that night.
Yeah. So yeah, I believe in innocence, innocent until proven guilty. Maybe it would justify that
Okay. Before the okay.
because you don't need an alibi if you really believe in innocent until proven guilty,
Yeah.
or not.
But
I'm
having an
just gonna
alibi wouldn't having an alibi wouldn't having an alibi help in the process of being proven innocent or guilty? I would be hindering.
No, you don't have to prove your innocence. You only have to prove that you're guilty.
Yeah.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Oh,
That's not really the way that it's been recently. It's more like, can you prove that you're not trafficking human children? Because
I
if you
saw that
can't,
you've
then
got
you're
these
doing
cabinets for a lot of money. Something doesn't add up.
Are you worried about your Wayfair stock, Brett? Is that why you're so?
it. I just am shocked at how many people believe things so easily.
But you know what's weird about? I had never heard of Wayfair before. But remember, I was telling you how I'm still waiting for my debit card because somebody stole my shit.
Yeah.
The charge.
Somebody used your debit card to buy a child off of Wayfair.
Well, I don't know. It was an authorization charge for Wayfair. So it was for $0, but I still had to cancel my card.
cheap kid.
Because they were because obviously the next step was going to be the actual purchase. But
Yeah.
it's just funny that happened like a week before, and I was like, what the fuck is Wayfair? And then a week later in the news, it's like some weird trafficking thing.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, Wayfair does help ICE with child detention facilities, so it's not that big of a
Oh,
stretch.
I didn't know that.
But I'm also like, I don't need them to do the extra step of actually selling the children for me to already not want to shop there because they work with ICE.
Right.
You know? Obviously, child trafficking is terrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just
we
wanted
all
to
agree
say
on
that.
Yeah, no,
I was like-
I'm also in agreement on
I
that.
thought that was-
Is there a butt coming?
Unlike
Hear me
Anthony,
out.
Brett, and Rob, I am not in support of child trafficking.
I thought it was going to be a bit, and then there was silence.
Nope. Just stating a fact.
Yeah,
thought- I thought-
I also am against it.
I almost.
I don't like racism.
Oh.
That's not even virtue signaling. It's just human being signaling. Just letting everyone know. I paused your time, by the way, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's an Anthony's turn.
So-
Starting the episode. Shit.
Welcome to Is This Anything? We are the Riff Boys. So does that just feel like a joke already? Because
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That feels like it works to me. It really does.
I actually I was going to sort of just detract from Brett a little bit. I don't think that it needs kind of justification for you to say it, other than just the thing that you said, which is like, I like to live dangerously. Because I think the funniest of the joke is that that's not living dangerously. I don't even know what that is. That's just, who cares?
Well,
kind of
it's
thing.
just
We're
really
gonna say that.
it's an excuse for me to stay home when obviously I wrote this before nobody could
Quarantine.
go to a party. But the idea of me trying to make staying at home seem like I'm living on the edge when really I'm just boring.
I don't really get that angle of it, if that's part of it. I only get the absurdity of, living life on the edge kind of thing. If that,
Yeah,
if that-
I think that just was my thought for when I wrote it, and then when I wrote it, I was like, I guess it didn't seem like I cared to convey that part of it, but I could maybe.
If you did want to, then, and I agree that it doesn't need the justification. I didn't really put the alarm off. I was just saying if we were going to go with justification. But if you want to justify that, then you could say, I actually don't like going to go to parties, but I don't want like telling people that because it's not cool.
Okay.
I tell them I like to live dangerously.
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That is good. That is a good way to
So
kinda-
the justification alarm
Frame
didn't
it.
really go off. It was like,
Now I did.
yeah.
The alarm went off with a question mark.
Actually, it turns out you just had to change the batteries.
it's going to be really weird when the justification alarm and the jar machine fall in love and run away together.
Cool. So is that? Do you think that's? Should I move on to?
Yeah, I think that's solid. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I think I just have one other concept here, which is also something that I wrote last year. It was about I said I travel a lot. I stay in a lot of cheap motels. Sometimes when I'm checking out, they ask me how I enjoyed my stay, and I don't want to be rude and tell them the truth, but I'm not going to lie and say that the Motel 6 was amazing. So I say I was satisfied with how disappointed I was.
There's a card that says like from 1 to 7, say satisfied to disappointed, and you just put a line through the whole thing. You fill in all the bubbles.
Let me see. Did I have anything else written?
That's really funny. I love that concept. I don't even know if it needs all that explanation about like I don't want to lie, but I don't want to whatever. It's just that line is that's so fun.
I don't want to try to just fix the punchline because obviously it's really funny, but there's something about it. It feels like it's missing something, and so I guess I was thinking something like "It is what it is" or something, like something that's a little bit more. I don't know. You know what? Ignore me.
Rather than say I was
Satisfied by how disappointed I was.
okay.
I don't think I'm right about this. I think that I'm just trying to fix something that's not broken.
Maybe if you put Motel 6 a little earlier in there, like I went to a Motel 6 and they asked me if I was satisfied. And
Yeah, I don't need to
knew
say
what
that
to
I travel a
expect
lot. Yeah.
at a Motel 6. It's not like so I said yes. I was satisfied with how disappointed I was.
Do you like the line where I don't want to be rude and tell the truth?
I do like that line. I think it's funny.
That is a cool line. Yeah.
Because I felt like that. Because I never tried this, so I don't know. But to me, that felt like it would be like a minor punch on the way to the real one.
I would still put the Motel 6 earlier in the joke, though.
Yeah, instead of saying I travel, I could just say whenever I stay at a Motel 6. Are you allowed to? Well, I guess only on TV you wouldn't be allowed to use the
You
name.
just say cheap motel.
Yeah. I think there might actually be room to expand this. Like, sometimes you do just buy something shitty or cheap in the moment because it's what you need, and for that company then to ask you for your feedback. Like, I think that could be the introduction to to maybe like one or two more jokes about the same topic. Like when you buy like a charger from a Dwayne Reed or something, you know, and it's like, did you like our $1.99 headphones? You know,
I would like to see how that feedback helps them improve. Like, well, it says customers are really not here. A lot of customers not liking the heroin addicts. That seems to not be a big hit.
The roaches take too long in the bathroom.
it's a little bit like, you know, when a chef, you complain about like something about like a high quality meal, you know, and it's like you complain about something and you're like, my steak tartare is raw, and the chef has to be like, well, that's the point of steak tartare, is that it's raw steak, you know. And so if someone's like, yeah, there was the outline of a body on the floor of my Motel 6, you're like, yeah, well, that's what we do.
That's why we left the light on for you.
Yeah, so you can see the dead body.
We do the outline so you know where not to step.
If you wanted to stay in a nice place, you would have stayed in a nice place, but you stayed at a Motel 6, and so we leave hooker blood in the sink. That is just what we do.
That also reminds me, there was this $1 pizza place in New York that I went to. This is a couple of years ago.
Like it cost $1, or it was just one place?
It was a
$1 pizza place.
one to buy the place. Yeah.
You know damn well what he meant, Brett.
I don't know what he meant.
It was a $1 pizza place.
$8 pizza place. But you're talking about this one specific place.
One
Okay.
specific $1 pizza place. And he gave me this slice that looked like the way a mangy dog's fur looks. So like the cheese had like missing chunks where you could just see all the way down to the dough, like giant missing chunks of cheese. So I when he gave it to me, I said something. I was like, hey, there's actually I think this is what I did first. I asked if he had Parmesan cheese, and he's like, nope. And I was like, okay, well, this slice is missing quite a lot of cheese. There's hardly anything here. And he goes, he's like, well, what do you want for $1? And I was like, what? He's like, then he asked some other guy, he's like, hey, John, how do you like your slice? And the guy's like, it was pretty good. And I was so mad. And then he goes, so what, you want another slice? I was like, yeah, that'd be nice. He goes, all right. I mean, you're going to have to pay another $1 for it, but...
Oh my God!
I couldn't believe any of that was happening. But that was like sort of that what you guys were talking about reminded me of that. It was like, yeah, we're doing
I
the
can
bare
be
minimum.
totally honest. I'm on that guy's side.
What?
It's a $1 pizza place. You're paying $1 for.
You're paying $1 for 3 ingredients. You're paying for the dough, for the sauce, and the cheese. It was missing like half of the cheese. The cheese should cover the slice.
I would think that I should be able to exchange that slice. That would be my thing, and I would give him hell for it if it was particularly mangy. Like if the other slices were better.
I've never seen a slice like it, and no one else had a slice like that in the place.
Wow.
I've never gotten a slice
Ooh,
like that.
limited edition.
I actually owe them money now.
Would you sign this?
May I circle back? I've got 2 ideas for your bit, which I love. I
The
actually
Motel 6
love
bit.
this. Yeah, this Motel 6 bit. I love this concept, and I totally agree with Jarret. I think that there's much more to do because the whole idea of a place that we all know isn't going to be great, even asking you if you were satisfied, because your expectations are already in the toilet. So like, what does that even mean? Even if they were met. So I was trying to do a play on that. First you say your line. Oh yes, I was. What was the line?
I was satisfied with how disappointed I was.
I was satisfied with how disappointed I was. You exceeded my frustrations. That was my first idea. I was trying to think. I was thinking forever for a fucking noun that would work, and that was the one I came up with. And then the other
Above and
thing,
below.
Above and below.
There you go.
Oh, that's good.
That is, of course, a reference to the floor and the ceiling that I had, which is really all I wanted.
And then I was thinking about the what can we do better thing. Like, it would be so great if you could give them a compliment by saying, but they really understood where they stood. Like they understood like their place in the world because they had the comment cards and ratings from 1 to 10, but 8, 9, and 10 were just crossed out. So
what if
That's really funny.
what if I
I love
realized
the concept where it's just like we know we're never gonna get to whatever. It's almost like it's like a this is a bit of a inside, but like a gymnastics routine where like you pick the routine. Like some routines just cannot get a perfect score because they're just not hard enough. So you can pick the easier routine and then get a perfect score, but the perfect score might be like an 8.9 or whatever. I mean, that's a little whatever, but that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of like the maximum is just you can't possibly be. What does satisfied mean? Who gives a shit? So I think
Is there room for that thing where, they're like, is there anything that we could do to improve? And you're like, maybe if you charged a little bit more money, you could afford to clean the rooms more and maybe redo the rooms so that they were nice. And then they're like, okay, well, we're not going to do that. And you're like, okay, cool.
like just improve on your business model.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, it's a little bit like, that shitty boyfriend or girlfriend that's like, you catch them cheating and you're like, I don't want you to do that. And they're like, well, that's what I do. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And he's like, I get it.
I have not had this experience.
This is a person. These people
A friend of mine dated a girl who was a pretty good friend of mine, and I didn't know this about her when we were friends, but he told me later. He's like, yeah, she wouldn't stop cheating on me, and one time I told her, can you just please stop having sex with other dudes, and she was like, "I'll try."
I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
Oh.
I guess it's not as universal of an experience as I thought it was.
What about if the hotel doesn't ask what can we do better? They ask what can we do better?
That's all on the comment card. different punctuation. What? Can we do better? If you combine my comment card joke with that joke, that'd be a really funny fucking looking card.
It's almost like I think it's funny is that they hand write on all the comment cards these corrections. So like they cross off 7, 8, and 9 because they know that that's not ever going to be used.
They're actually
telling you
using comment cards from a different hotel. A nicer hotel.
Why
They
does
just
this say
cross it off.
Marriott on it?
They scratch out Marriott and they handwrite that. And what was it? What can we do to improve? Is that it?
What can we do better?
Can we do better? They put a question mark after the what, and then you read it. You know.
That's so funny. I love that. That reminds me of that old Simpsons joke with Lionel Hutz. He says, "But your ad says no money down." He says, "No, it says no money down."
Oh, yeah. You know, that's probably what made me think of it actually. Because I remember that.
Still a viable joke. I love it.
Cool. I don't know. Yeah,
great.
That's
That's a great joke, and I think you should definitely try that shit out as soon as you can.
Well, if somebody ever books me on a show again, I will try it in front of them.
You hear that? You hear that, everyone?
You hear that?
You hear that? Coronavirus, get out of here.
Yeah, come on. You know what you did.
Skedaddle.
Give me back my life.
All right, Rob, you ready?
Is it frozen?
Yeah.
He's waiting for
I have several times today thought, oh, Rob's frozen, and then I see him go.
And then I
Like,
just realized he's not. You
He's
know what it
waiting.
is? It's a really weird cause of this, and the cause is that for whatever reason, with the Wi-Fi setup I have here, you guys are freezing constantly from my end, so I don't see you, and because your video is just completely useless for me. I'm usually so engaged in reading your faces and every little nuance, and now that I just can't see you, I act like I'm not here either. I just like I'll just kind of look out, like I have nothing to pay attention to. So when I'm thinking, I'm just kind of like looking off screen, staring, because I have nothing to look at, and now I just look like fucking stupid. I get it.
no, you just look like you just look not engaged. You look like you're thinking a lot.
Yes, and I really am legitimately thinking. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I came with a couple of zingers for that Motel 6 joke, but
Yeah, you should do this all the time. You're great.
I mean, it's either that or David Tell just needs more time to write on the whiteboard.
If your video is so bad, then it might not make sense for you to even bother recording.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you're right, because it's not going to have any of this shit going. Yeah, because right now all three of you are frozen. You're frozen in some pretty nice looking. Brett's laughing. Jarret's giving me a nice smile. And Anthony, you just moved to a new one. Anthony's smiling now too. Oh, now Jarret's looking off screen. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just send. I still have to send you the last one anyway, so I'll just send you this one too.
Cool. Yeah, so that explains that. I'll try to be more engaged with that little green dot in front of me. Here we go. Yes, so today got a couple small biddies, little one-liners. Let me know if this is this anything. Is this anything, boys?
All right.
Thank you. All right. This is a joke I wrote years ago. I just got reminded of it on Facebook. It was a Facebook memory from 2014. I wonder if Pharaoh ever promised the slaves that if they got 2 other slaves to help them build, that they'd get tombs too.
That's a fucking good joke.
A pyramid scheme. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't even have to finish. I had to explain it to my dad. So
That
I think
is
if you just say scheme without pyramid, that's enough of an A to C where people can fill in the B if they're not getting
Okay.
the C. So exactly how you said, but just say it's a real scheme.
it's a real scheme.
Or
I
if
think I'm
you
going to
do
have
it-
to.
or if
Yeah,
you
go
do
ahead.
it where you acknowledge that you're skipping a word, if that makes sense. If you go, that's a real scheme or something.
Scheme. yeah. I like that kind of joke.
Or
I've done that before.
call it the wrong thing. Like that's a real Egyptian scheme. Or
Yeah.
Real
Real-
That's a
pyramid
real
robbery.
Architecture.
triangle robbery. A triangular shaped method of doing
It's a real
things.
pyramid trick.
I love the concept. It's so funny. I can't believe I haven't heard anyone else try to make a similar joke.
That's so
Oh,
funny.
that's great. That's great to hear.
Have you been to Egypt, Rob?
No, I never have.
Well, that's very
I just-
expensive.
I thought I thought that would be a really good 2-second justification if you wanted it, where you could go I went to Egypt, I saw the pyramids, I can't believe that men made this, and I thought how would you even incentivize someone to help you make something like that?
You made that 2-second justification into a 4-second justification, and I'm proud of you.
What if the
Even his short justifications are too long.
did the Egyptians have the tomb for part of the time? 2 weeks out of the year, you get a tomb.
Timeshare.
A tomb share?
Timeshare.
This is a very good joke. You should thank Facebook for reminding you of it.
I'm going to start mining my my old Facebook posts now.
You should give
get-
Facebook some extra data, some extra personal data of yours as a tip. For
Yeah,
that.
just tell them your favorite color
kinda-
or something.
It was really nice because I trimmed it down a tad bit, so I was able to do a little 6-year rewrite into a different thing. But I love it, man. Like if there's any comics watching, just mining your old jokes is excellent. You're a better writer than you are now than you were. The ideas are something, there probably was something there back then, and maybe you just didn't have the chops to kind of get it right. So always bring it back.
I don't know if you get the same feeling, Rob, as because we both people will tell us something, we're like, that's funny, and they're like, what's that from? And you're like, they're like, you said it, and you're like, oh, you get that feeling of like, wow, a free joke, but you wrote it. I get that same feeling with Facebook memory sometimes. I'm like, I sometimes I'm like, yeah, I've come so far in comedy, and I've learned so much, and I'm always learning that I'm like, my stuff, I'm only funny now, but then I look back at myself, I'm like, no, I'm funny.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought it was fair game because I've never said this on stage. I'm almost certain of that. So I figured I'd bring it in and just see if there was, I'm glad you guys liked it as much as you did, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I like it a lot. It's
Great.
one of those ones that I'm pretty jealous of.
All right, this is great. Thank you guys. Makes me feel good. Yeah, and if I tweak around with it, I can try all these little things. Jarret, I think you're included. If it goes in, because I like sometimes I like non sequiturs. Sometimes I like having a nice little home for some of these jokes. So that's nice.
How are you going to fit it into your one-man show, though? Is the thing I'm
That's a good. I don't know. I've been working really hard to try to justify various jokes just to make sure that they go in and there's enough humor in there. It is weird because I'm trying. I am working on a one-man show. It is very personal in nature. So the idea that I don't want to just detract completely and go into joke land and just tell jokes. I want it to all be seemingly necessary. So it's been really tough to be like, well, I can't use that. I'm certainly not going to, make a complete left turn just to justify it. So yeah, it's been a
There's
little
that
hard.
part where you start doing a Dr. Phil impression, and it really doesn't seem like it fits in there.
Here is another one. Do I have it written down? God, where is this written down? I have it, but I don't want to get it wrong. Okay, I guess I'll just say it. I think I texted this to you, Anthony. So my grandfather, God, he always used to say that you are only the age that you feel you are. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. He was 12. That's all I got. The whole joke. I came with that the other day. It was just it made me laugh.
He passed away of old age. He was 12.
Yes, old age. Right.
Or natural causes, maybe.
Yeah,
If you
natural
don't want to
causes,
tip
yeah.
you might
Yeah.
not want to tip the age thing.
Natural causes is a good line.
Yeah, because then I want a follow-up of like, wait, he died of natural causes at 12?
Yeah,
Well, he felt 12.
he felt 12. Right.
He was
So he
buried
was.
with his Legos.
There is a great and there's such a fucking Tina Fey and Steve Martin come out to give out in maybe it was for best screenplay, best writer, or something. Maybe the Emmys or it was the Oscars or something. And so they are. They both come out. Tina Fey starts the joke. Steve Martin ends it. She says she comes out. The only words that they say, I'm pretty sure there was no other banter. It was just, it has been said that to write is to live forever. Steve Martin. The man who wrote that is dead. Here are the nominees. That's it. I was like, that is so good.
I like that.
Rob, I was thinking about adding something to that joke about how, he died at 12. He said he felt like he was in his 30s, but he was wearing a diaper, and so I figure you average those two things together. He's like 12 years old.
That's funny. I like that.
Justifying why you came up with 12. Mm-hmm. Because he was in. Oh, okay.
But he's in
a diaper. Yeah.
That's funny. I like all this detail. That reminds me of something Anthony might do. Well, he was in a diaper. All this other stuff. That's great. I don't know. I like the joke as it is for some reasons, but then I also hate the fact that it just ends right there, and I don't know what else to add to it, because I don't feel like there anything should be added to it. But I'm like, then I just kind of what goes there, I thought of what you were saying, Brett, which is like, well, how did he die? And should I mention natural causes first and then say he was 12? Or do I tack that on afterwards? I'm not really sure. Or is there any specific old age death that's not specifically the words old age that I could say while also saying 12? I don't know.
I was thinking just go through everything that you would usually see in an obituary and look for the ones that are nice and incongruous, like he is survived by his wife, who was 90. He loved older women.
That's funny. All right, cool. So I got that little bitty out. Oh, I have a Pitbull idea as well, Jarret.
Is it about the rapper?
A pity.
It is. No, it's about dogs, I guess.
Whose joke were you laughing at? Mine or Brett?
The Pitbull, the rapper one. I like. Whoever said that.
Fuck you, Brett.
Did you hear the other joke?
I don't know. I heard pity. What is that?
You said I got this pity, and I said it's a pity and a pity.
No, I missed the whole thing. I heard
Jarrett's
pity.
is better. I'm just saying. I felt like you didn't hear mine. I didn't have a chance. That wasn't going up against.
I'm sorry.
Couldn't interpret two jokes at the same time.
I think yours was better, Brett, actually. Yeah. I changed my vote to Brett.
I like that Rob can't tell the difference between us all based on our voices alone. He needs to see us.
You would like that, Jarret.
Oh, that's really funny.
And then when Brett starts his turn, he's like, Anthony, you already went.
Whoever said that, that's great.
Every time. I laugh every time you guys make this same joke. I don't know who's making it, but I love it.
I was like, that was really funny. Tell Kirsten, Jarret, how funny her joke was.
So this hasn't really worked out at all, but I always find it weird when people are like, it's not the pit bull, it's the owners. And I'm like, yes, I don't trust the owners of pit bulls. Like that is part of the fear that I have. Is, you know, it's like that's the whole concept that I have. It's just people think that you're like, people are being mean toward pit bulls, and I'm going, sure, yeah, I wouldn't argue that. But I don't trust the human who owns the pit bull. And then I could expand it and say, I don't trust any humans. I don't trust the owners of cats or goldfish. But if they're crazy, that's not going to, the goldfish won't kill me. That's okay. Crazy people can have cats, but crazy people can't own pit bulls. That scares me.
If I see a pit bull running at me and there is no person around for me to judge the owner off of, then I am going to make that judgment.
I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm picturing the only way you'd be okay with a pit bull is if you saw it walking down the street walking a poodle. Like it's wearing a suit or something, and you're like, oh, this pit bull's okay. As soon as a human gets involved, you're like, mm-mm.
I feel like we're actually going a little bit far away from what the original joke is that the people that want pit bulls are usually people that want to train them to be violent and mean, right? That's like kind of the point of the original joke, right?
There is a sliver of that is that. But then I know that it's technically wrong, or it's wrong too often, you know, that for that to be true. So I kind of mentally expanded the joke to just be like, yeah, I don't trust people. Why would I of course I don't think the animal is innately, you know, twisted and a killer. But there's more than enough. There's a nominal number of people out there, a nominal amount of people who are nuts and want a pit bull, you know. So there's something about that. And maybe not all pit bull owners are crazy people, but maybe a large percentage of crazy people would want to own a pit bull or something. I'm not sure what the actual logic is of it.
What if you saw a pit bull and was walking, and attached to its like harness was a PhD?
I'd feel great. Actually, it would be funny. I like the idea of a pit bull just without an owner, and then I'm just like, I can't judge it. I can't judge this pit bull. I have to assume the best. There's something funny
The thing that I was thinking, like, if you're judging the kind of people that want to get a pit bull so that they can make them violent, you can be like, lots of people have pit bulls and are really cool. It's just when 80% of pit bull owners think it's really cool to give their pit bull that studded metal, collar, or something that, like, I'm trying to be evocative about, like, the bad pit bull owner, like, farmer's tan and, El Camino on cinder blocks in front of his yard,
The
stuff
pit bull
like
has
that.
a neck tattoo.
Wait, what was that? I missed that.
He said the pit bull has a neck tattoo.
That's all funny. I like that.
And it was Jarret that said that.
It's funny because I did say that after Rob didn't hear Anthony say it.
And I'm glad that I didn't have to say it again because nobody laughed the first time.
I laughed also. I did the quiet laugh, though. I did this one.
Oh, you muted. You did one of these.
These visual jokes are lost on Rob and our podcast audience.
Anthony, is that how you envision laughter?
Yeah, I've never heard it before, but I
Ride a roller coaster and then go for a run?
I don't know.
I have no strong defense of this joke. There was a time when I felt like the logic of it was more pure for me, but it sort of has faded in time where I'm just like, I don't even know who I'm getting at here, except for maybe a specific, because there was a time when I just seemed to hear more about pit bulls. I think for some reason there was a big, backlash against them, and then there was a defense of them. But the big defense was like the fact that they're not innately evil. And I just disagreed with that logic. I was like, I don't think people are assuming that they're innately evil animals. I just think that they're assuming that they are potentially very dangerous animals. And that's the problem, because humans are also very potentially dangerous. And then if you just have a dangerous human raising a dangerous dog, you're going to have this awful situation.
What if
that's-
you? Sorry.
No, Matt, that's all. So that was what I was trying to the that logic of like, I know it seems like we're punishing the dog by making them, by banning them in certain places or whatever. I know it seems like we're punishing the dog, but we're not. We're punishing the human. That is, we're always punishing. Like that. Just make that clear. But then the defense is always like, it's not the dog. It's not the breed. It's the owner. I'm like, I agree. It's the owner. Who the fuck? When did we ever say it was the breed? Like, you're crazy.
Is a pit bull chewing your face off? You're like, it's not your fault.
It's how you were raised. It's how you were brought up.
If this pit bull could talk, I swear it's this guy.
Where's your owner?
All right. Looks like it's time for me, Brett, to do some jokes.
For a second there, I didn't realize what joke you were doing, and I was like, wait, didn't Jarret already go? Isn't it I feel embarrassed. I thought it was my turn. Okay, I have a few jokes here that I have a lot that I want to do, and two of them are interactive, but I'm going to probably save one for next episode. So you want to do the interactive one first?
Yeah.
Yeah, interactive.
All right, kids. So first thing I need you all to do is you're going to write down your version of an acronym for ACAB. ACAB.
Like what the
Which
letters
is-
stand for?
Yeah. Which is other than all cops are bad, which is what it's used for.
All cops are bastards.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so too. Yeah.
Jarret invented it. He should know.
How long do we have to do this?
As long as you need.
We're just writing 4 words, correct?
Yeah.
Does it have to make sense?
No,
Just wanted
no.
to
You will do your
check
best
it.
to make it make sense eventually.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'm done. It doesn't really make sense.
That's fine.
Mine doesn't either.
So this is the format of the joke, and you're going to fill in your own. I just found out that ACAB, A-C-A-B, means all cops are bastards, which is really embarrassing because I thought it meant always care about beauty, and I've had to delete a lot of comments on makeup tutorials. And now you guys are going to do your own.
Oh, we don't hold it up.
You can hold it up, but I want you to do the format of I just found out it's
This is very fun, Brett. I like this. I like this
This is a
format.
nice interactive.
and then
I wish
the
there was something
result
better.
of what you have to do, why it's embarrassing that you or whatever. You know.
All right. Mine will work pretty well, I think, so I'll go first.
Okay.
I just found out that ACAB stands for All Cops Are Bastards, which is awkward because I thought it stood for Always Call a Bird. I've had to delete a lot of bird watching tweets. Yeah, always call a bird. That's how you get their attention so you can look at them. Always call a bird.
I picture you're doing a lot of exclamation points. Too. You're like, "Hey, Cap, yeah!"
I think I see a robin. Should I call it? ACAB. Always call a bird. ACAB.
I just found out that ACAB means all cops are bastards, which is really embarrassing for me because I thought it stood for all chimps are burritos because I got this horrible car accident 10 years back and my brain wasn't functioning right, so I was tweeting that a lot. And I felt the world should know, so I've been hashtagging like that. So I got to delete all those tweets. Because they're not.
They're not. All cops not bastards, or all chimps not burritos? What realization have you had at this point?
I'm being
You've
told that
recovered.
neither is true.
Okay.
I had to wake up to that fact a long time ago, and now
Not
I have to
only,
wake up.
not only have I realized that all chimps are not burritos, but I also realized I'm pro cop.
It's been a wild quarantine.
Oh, that's hysterical. There's no justification for that. Because one time I saw a chimp dressed in a burrito costume. It was the first time I saw it, and I thought all chimps were in burrito costumes.
I think that's what they're all about.
And so that's just been one of my philosophies in life ever since then.
And I don't want to keep writing the
Justification
whole
alarm,
thing.
just shut off. What were you going to say, Rob?
I didn't want to keep writing the whole thing out every time I had that thought, so I shortened it.
I just have that thought so much.
Yeah, it's just a waste of space and typing, you know. So I shortened it to
A
HCAB.
burrito is a lot of things, like all in one package, and a chimp is a lot of things in one pack. You know, they're fun, they're silly, they're dangerous. You know, they're exotic.
I just think that when
They-
something is like an animal is put into a blanket and it looks like a burrito, that's the cutest thing. So to me, I think all chimps are cute. So all chimps are burritos.
They're little bundles of joy.
Oh boy. Oh, sorry you got to go after that one, Anthony.
It's not going to be easy, especially with. I mean, I know what I wrote. I just found out ACAB stands for All Cops Are Bastards, which is embarrassing because I thought it stood for, can you see that? All crabs ate butts. And now I am not allowed in any seafood restaurant.
Wait. Because you found out that it means all cops are bastards, you're now not allowed in the seafood restaurant,
Yes.
which are all pro cop.
Well, can you imagine what kind of treatment I was giving to these poor crabs?
Yes,
I
but
thought
my
they
question is, why, upon finding out that it actually means all cops are bastards, are you now not allowed into the seafood restaurants?
Well, I wasn't allowed before. Oh, okay. And why? Now it all makes sense. But the cops showed up, and I think that they're bastards. So,
Well, now I understand why I got arrested at the aquarium.
I like aquarium better than seafood restaurant. But I do like the idea that a family's trying to have a normal dinner, and I'm like dipping my butt into a crab. Well, I don't know if they keep the crabs in the same tanks as like where the lobsters are.
Or you go to every table that's having crab, and you're like, all crabs eat butt. You know that?
So, you know.
Can't believe you guys are supporting this.
You don't even say that, though. You just walk back by them eating crab, and you go, hey, cab.
ACAB.
They're like, what?
What?
I wrote my thing before I really knew what the point of the joke
Yeah,
was.
no,
Just,
That's
I
why
set
it's
it up.
fun.
I love it.
I set it
This
up
is-
for you to fail.
This is a comedic ad lib, which is funny because those are supposed to be funny already. That's a burn on ad libs. This is the comedic version of an ad lib.
Yes. All right. Well, that's the interactive one.
That was extremely fun, Brett, and I support any time you want to do that on a future episode.
I will. I have another slightly interactive one.
Oh,
I'll save it
cool.
for Friday. Okay. Calling someone daddy has become so sexualized that now when I hear someone's actual child call them daddy, I'm like, what the fuck? That's disgusting. They're like, it's not disgusting. It's my daughter. I'm her dad. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's disgusting, you fucking sicko.
Do you think there's room for, it's my daughter, and she has been a very naughty girl?
I almost like that it's a real defense of like, it's a real person being like, no, you're making this weird.
Yeah.
But that seems like it plays into it too much. If there's something that could come out as like a real, like she's my daughter, and she's been bad. That almost sounds a little bit more.
Right.
and then you can be like, well, can you stop spanking her?
This reminds me of this is a real thing that happened to me. I remember I was at Olive Garden, and one of the employees just had recently had a kid, and she came in to like show off the baby, and then she was fully dressed, but then the baby was like really going after her breasts. You know, she really wanted to feed. And then the girls around it all like giggling, and they're like, oh, and they were sexualizing that act, you know, because he was like a little boy. I was like, oh, he really wants those tits or whatever the fuck they said. And I was like, that's what the baby is. We're weird for wanting boobs, not the baby. The baby needs nourishment. I don't know why. I
really
was a
trying to-
pervert in my.
Really trying to stick his little wiener between those juicy melons.
It was just like the funniest, weirdest thing. I was like, what are we doing?
Want to spray his little
Exactly that.
baby jizz all over your luscious chest.
Oh God, what is this baby into? Yeah, so I love that concept. It's just to say daddy, you're like, oh, dear, don't say that in public. Yeah.
All right.
I
Is that
like
something?
that. Everything about
that
it, it's going to be hard. Is that anything? I think it's just going to be hard to like, I don't know. I haven't seen an audience in so goddamn long. I have no idea what they think anymore. But yeah, I think the struggle with this joke is just going to be, is it palatable enough? What sexual jokes are they happy to laugh at incestually, and what jokes are they not going to be happy? And I couldn't tell you from here. I have no idea.
I have also realized that that is pretty similar to your Chinese accent joke, Brett.
I actually furloughed that Asian accent joke
Oh.
because it was not hitting well. If you guys don't know the joke, it is when I hear, I think doing an Asian accent is so insulting and offensive that when I hear an actual person with that accent, I still think it's offensive and insulting.
I see.
Oh, that's
I'm like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And yes, this train does go to Manhattan.
I that's much better than whatever joke I imagined when he just said that you had a Chinese accent joke.
Yes, right.
I'm glad that I said it now.
So we're riffing on a joke about babies, right?
Yes.
Is that okay?
No, little girls calling their fathers daddies.
Yeah.
The
or any
only-
child calling
Naughty little girls calling their
I'm sorry.
father's daddy.
I just put girl in my head, didn't I? Just
the only
little.
thing, the only place I can really
cute,
see.
tiny little
I stopped.
innocent.
I was like, I'm not doing it.
With little socks with the frills on them.
You know, that's what the joke's about.
The only place that I could see the joke going from here is if you were starting to think about what other, like, if kids stopped saying it, what would people with that kink start using instead? Because that would automatically not be like that. It would, if kids stopped saying it because it was weird now, and they replaced it with something, what would that be? And then how would we then take that and make that sexual?
Well, it's interesting because, you know, nobody has adopted, like, spank me, father.
Right. I like Anthony's concept. I like this idea because it makes me think of, you know, you called them stewardesses until, you know, that or using the word retarded. You just used it and you kept on using it in this sort of, you know, second-class citizen derogatory way until society is like, we're just not going to call people that anymore. We're going to move on to different words and different titles. But with this one, it's like the reverse. Like, you know, that the kids are going to be the ones who move on different titles, and we're going to keep on actively fetishizing whatever comes next, which is kind of funny to me.
Well, I guess my first...
Oh, Brett just really froze.
Wow. Unless he's really just committing to the
Committing
bit.
to this bit.
Who said
Let's
that?
say what we think he's going to say.
First
Yeah.
question is, does that resonate with you? Like, I think I've heard.
We
am I
lost
back yet?
we lost
Let me
everything.
know if when I'm here.
Oh my God, now
Okay.
you're talking
It
about
is
that.
funny because the first thing that we heard when you came back was, "Does that resonate with you?"
Just say the whole thing again. We didn't hear any of it.
I guess I don't understand
am
the
I
bit,
back
Brett. Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. My question is, does it resonate with you? Like the idea, like when I think of the word daddy, before I ever think of a child, I think of a person being sexual. Is that?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
I would agree with you on that.
It might be funny to do pop in like a sexy way. Like we have to start saying pop in a sexy way so that kids can keep on saying daddy.
But the other thing
Yeah.
too is like the kids now only say that because we teach kids what words are. So we could easily just teach them to say a different word because now that's ruined. So I don't know. I just that somehow fitting into the other idea of what would the new thing be. I don't know if you even like that idea, but that I don't really.
I
know
like
where
the
else it would
idea.
go.
I just don't know how to get there.
Yeah. I was thinking of maybe like it'd be interesting if you were becoming a father or there's someone that you knew who was, and I don't know, let's just say it was you. And you're just like, I'm so excited for the first time. I'm going to be a daddy. I'm outside the bedroom. Like I'm whatever, but that's not that.
My daughter. People say that my daughter resembles her mother more than me, and I honestly didn't see it for a while until she called me daddy for the first time.
Yeah, funny.
Something that I was thinking about, Brett, because I really like the structure that you have where, like, you're offended, the dad's indignant, but I think it'd be funny if the indignant dad kept on, like, explaining the logic of it and still sounding dirty, you know? Where he's like, yeah, I am her daddy, and she was being a naughty little girl, and you know, she stomped around in the mud pile when I told her not to. So she was a dirty, naughty little girl, and I was telling her that. Something like that.
Yeah, and this is exactly the original comment I had. I don't know what stuff is going to be the stuff that people laugh at or just go, oh, what are you doing?
Right.
Stop.
I guess I kind of want the joke to go somewhere less expected. You know,
Yeah.
because I kind of
let me try it
expect
again.
that when you say that the kid is, you know, it's, I don't know. I just want it to somehow not be what everybody sees coming.
I'm going to try it again, but now as Dr. Phil. Calling someone daddy has become so sexualized that now when I hear someone's actual child call them daddy, I'm like, what the fuck? Is that less expected? Anthony's mute laughing.
Are you doing another visual gag? I can't see.
I am. Yeah, I was doing a visual gag.
Yeah.
I
Sure,
muted
it's
myself
great.
so I could laugh loudly.
Riding
but
a roller coaster of laughter.
I must be so disconnected from the rest of it. Like when I watch this back, I don't think any of my
Oh,
reactions
now,
are going to.
I can't wait to say. I
You
can't
look
wait
really
to see this.
like bored with us and pissed off.
Oh man! Oh no! You know what's funny too? I can't tell when you're finished reacting to my joke because like there's sometimes I'll say a joke and there'll be some audible laughter, but then you'll fade. But you know sometimes you'll fade with like.
Like he just did.
Wow. That is an incredible commitment to the bit. That is really
Oh,
impressive.
man.
Wow, how does he get his hand to blur like that?
I can't wait for him to come back and be
He's
like, so
good.
does that resonate with you guys?
He's real good. I have a new respect for his comedy.
I'm also fucked up on that time.
he looked like he was freestyle rapping.
You pros.
You're back,
back.
Rob. You're back.
You're
You're
back.
back, Rob.
Fuck.
You can
I'm back.
imagine. You can imagine the fun we had with you.
I've had to imagine this whole episode. The kind of fun you guys have been having.
Oh God, that's good.
All right.
It's funny when you're unfrozen and you get back and everyone's laughing, but it's even funnier if people are like dying with laughter. You know, like, oh man, I just missed like the best joke of the day.
I feel like we didn't really help Brett very much.
No.
No, not yet.
Another
Not
joke.
yet. Not yet. Daddy, we're still
Okay,
on.
is that anything? Let's just end it there. You tell me if that's something or not.
I do.
that-
I
I
do
like it. I think it has a lot of potential.
I
Yeah.
do
Okay.
like it. I just think it could go somewhere that nobody we'll have any idea is coming. But I do like it.
I might as well. I will jump on with Anthony. Only a tidbit. Like I do agree that is the thing to notice. That is the thing. Daddy's become sexualized. So I don't know. I'm not sure if there's some other left field angle to come at. My solution would usually be to just do both. Start with whatever you're doing, Brett, and then if there's some other thing or angle to take from it, go from there. But I don't know what that thing is yet. I really don't.
It's funny that the dad would argue with you about how it's not weird when the dad taught the kid to say that. He doesn't really have an argument if your argument is that it's weird.
That would be another continuation of my indignation. Would be funny. He'd be like, that's what she calls me. And I'm like, yeah, because you taught her to call you that. You fucking
you sicko.
pervert.
Yeah.
I kind of like this constant him just giving a normal, rational argument and me twisting it into the sexual thing.
Right. Yeah. I do enjoy that. I like you being more angry than like if you could avoid saying sexual things but rather just being accusatory, that might dodge some of the bullets that I'm a little nervous about. Whereas one of Jarrett's suggestions kind of went more, oh yeah, you did the mud thing and dirty. Like you're trying to justify ways to say dirty
why
things.
don't you act out fucking her on stage?
I'm not worried about these bullets because they're not going to be aimed at me. They're going to be aimed at Brett.
Jarret used to be so woke.
All right, I want to do some more. So I think that I am a real man. Here's why. If I had a wife and we were hiking through the woods and we came across a bear that started to approach us, I would put myself between her and the bear because there is no way I'm letting that bear try to have sex with my wife.
That's the misdirection I was talking about.
Yes, right. I'm about to say that I didn't expect.
I love that. I love that.
One note. Did you say like your wife or your girlfriend in that joke?
I said wife.
Your wife? Yeah, I just think that you should make your wife like a 4-year-old girl.
I thought you were clarifying to know whether she was my wife or my girlfriend so that Rob knew whether it was okay for me to cheat on her or not.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great joke, just the way it is.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I was thinking just about the idea of like being a protective dude and just being like kind of always paranoid. And I thought that was really funny, like, you know, looking around, oh, that guy's looking at my girlfriend and stuff like that. But also like being in the woods and being the same thing.
There could be a really funny act out there where you try to like out alpha the bear. You just be like, what you looking at, bro? What you looking at? You got a staring problem? Huh? You ever seen a girl before? Huh?
Yeah, she's with me, buddy.
She's spoken for.
She's spoken.
She's with me. She's with me. That's funny. She's with me, buddy. All right? Keep walking.
Check the ring finger, pal. All right.
Like, stop. Okay. It's not a
No,
big
this
deal.
bear's
No,
an
it is the big deal.
asshole.
It is. You want to fuck him? You want to fuck him?
How long has this been going on?
Okay. All right. We are not buying Charmin toilet paper anymore. You hear me? I don't understand. Why do you
I understand why you wanted to watch Paddington so much.
It's 100% the Rotten Tomatoes.
All right. Do I have room for one more?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Probably because of how bad we fucked up that other joke.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah, this episode's 20 minutes right now.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a coming from a grander idea of my theory on the birth of religion and why it was formed. Which maybe some of you are familiar with my belief on that or my
Okay.
So many people are revealing themselves to be so easily misinformed by propaganda with unsourced memes, discounting the principles of logic and science that's been passed down to us from previous generations, just so they can put consideration for others aside for their own selfish convenience. It kind of gives credence to smart people a long time ago going, well, they obviously just won't be decent to each other if we explain it rationally, so maybe we should just say God said to do it or else.
I agree. With
Good.
that.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
is the episode. Thank you, guys.
So
I agree. I don't find it funny yet, but I like it. I agree.
Yeah, it may just be a thought.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so specifically talking about misinformation, but then you sort of make this general point, which I think you lose the thread of the original idea. It feels like two separate ideas.
is the concept that you're opposed to religion because they don't get it, but then
I'm
it's
actually
also
kind
the
of
solution.
pro-religion. Like here's what my real theory is. My real theory is that a while ago, people were like, okay, we're seeing these patterns of behavior that are bad for people. When somebody fucks their neighbor's wife, it's bad. When somebody kills somebody, it's bad. When people eat pork,
Shellfish.
it's bad because shellfish, like the things that are actually having bad reactions within tribes of humanity. And so we're seeing these patterns, and we need to communicate this in a way, but we just can't tell people. Otherwise, they won't believe us. So we have to make up this guy who says you're going to, he's going to punish you. He's going to flood everything, or unless you behave. And people will believe that. And then at the end result will be just people are more decent to each other.
It's just
Oh.
far too close to what I understand the reality of the situation to be. That I'm just like, yeah, that you nailed it. I mean, that's what priests.
But I think
do.
we've become more. It's I don't know. There's something funny to me about the fact that the dumb people are super religious, and then the smart people are tend to be like more agnostic or atheistic. But really, the smart people should just embrace it and be like, yeah, religion. God said wear a mask.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I sort of thought the concept was, that they did that originally because people were dumb, and then now people use religion to kind of justify these other shitty things that they're doing now, and that someone or all atheists now need to be like, yeah, here's this rule about why God says whatever. So it was
Yeah.
it was the solution then, it became the problem, and then now it's the solution again.
Yeah, basically.
I like the concept. I don't really know how to make it funny though, but I do like that concept.
All right. Well, I just wanted to get it out there then.
And from an anthropological perspective, it really is specific to a couple of religions. Like there are,
But it's the ones that have like the most impact on the world.
yes, that is true. But what I learned in college was that the desire to form religions is something that is innate in like every culture, but that those religions are so different that even the idea of like being punished by a higher power is so specifically like, Judeo-Christian and all the religions that kind of lent, that borrowed from those traditions in order to form their own philosophies. Sorry, that's just more interesting information for you guys.
Oh yeah, and do you want to go into Japanese religions now?
do the voice.
No, I will not.
Is it part of what you're looking at in this bit, just the fact that people are so dumb that over the years the thing that fixed them being dumb is now the justification? Because that's what's interesting to me, is like people were doing things that couldn't continue. They were so dumb, killing each other, doing whatever dumb shit. And then they created the idea of God and religion. And then now people are like, God told me to do it. And it's like, oh, how do you fix that now? There's a
Yeah.
bigger God.
Yeah,
What if we have to follow God's God?
that's
God
really
too.
funny. Oh, dude.
Super guy.
That
NATO.
concept I'm already very happy with. I really, really love that.
Yeah, I think
everything else I'm like,
that's-
ooh, philosophical, interesting.
Yeah, I
but
think
the
God
idea
too.
of you even gaudier, like this guy, you beat the boss and you think that was it, and you're like, no, it was all being masterminded by an even bigger god.
Yeah, I like that. That's fun to play with.
I was thinking of this, but I didn't think it was worthy of even mentioning out loud. But the idea that, because liberals kind of go in this agnostic direction, but I don't think it serves them well. They should just go in a different God direction. That way they can just be just as uppity and annoyed by the whole thing. Like, well, God says, yeah, but other God says,
Yeah, other God
As opposed
is one of his apostles is Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, and the other one's gay, It's in this book right here, and it's and he's big and he's strong and he shoots.
And she's Asian.
And she's Asian, and she's pissed right now. Just to fight God with God, to fight fire.
Yeah,
with
so
fire.
I guess I could just change that premise to like God is often used as a mascot for conservatives.
I mean, what you're
So liberals
describing
need to make a God.
is something that kind of did happen in the past, which then resulted in.
Go ahead, Jarret. Tell us.
What you're talking about is actually something that did happen in the past, and then they caused like religious wars, and the winner of the wars were Christianity, basically.
Because they had the better God. God wars.
And that's what we have now.
So we need to do that again. Let's do it again. I think it's a
Yeah.
natural progression of human psychology, evolution, to say, like, we tried the God versus no God thing, and we realized how powerful an argument of God is. So we're just like, let's just do God versus God. That's great.
I agree. I mean,
One's an old white guy, the other one's a trans Asian woman.
People are always like, "Oh, religion's bad. Christians, blah blah." blah. The root, like, philosophy is just humanism. In like the Ten Commandments, they're all good. Do unto others. That's the most basic thing that's been forgotten.
But that's not a commandment.
And it isn't. But
Just
it's
a golden
still
rule.
a philosophical pillar there. And I think that it is good. It's really outdated. We need an update. We need a new one that updates the more. Now we know more in science. We know more than why to avoid swine. Now we can cook pigs so you can eat them, but probably it's immoral.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. But
philosophy and science were sort of the answers to any ancient religion, because it was just the same sort of thinking, trying to figure out why things happen.
But Brett's saying it's the delivery system, and we need to change that capsule. Because
Well, it has evolved.
The
It's just
message.
Some people are still sticking with the old shit. But
Yeah, we need-
since all
I'm
those
saying
religions, there's been all
we
these
need new shit.
philosophers, there's been all these scientists, but some people won't get on board with it.
Ooh, you know what might be a fun angle on this is if you say, like, obviously the trick will be converting people. It will be saying, like, don't go with your religion, go with our religion instead. And so I think we need to utilize the strongest method of getting people on board with something, and that is Instagram models and gays.
Cool. God influencers.
And so, you have these girls posting about, going to new church,
New church.
just
They
got
have-
my
there is,
rainbow frappuccino, heading down to new church.
But they do have that. When I was living in Bushwick, I was walking around and it was some kind of warehouse building, and the garage door was up, and people were just hanging out. It looked like it was some kind of rave or party or something. It's all these hipsters, and I got a little bit close. I was like, I want to see what this is, and they started praying, and it was like everyone had tattoos and piercings, and it was just some new Christian church, and they just got these hipsters on board. So that's like a thing.
That's cool.
So this is just a really great idea that we've come up with.
Yeah, let's start a religion.
Yeah.
Not a joke.
Comedy's over. Let's start a religion. This
our
is the way
second
to-
podcast will be God 2, God NATO.
God NATO.
I love that.
Okay, so I probably should have just done another game in hindsight. But
No, I mean, I like this bit because I got to show off a lot of the history of religion that I learned when I was in college.
College.
yeah.
I went to Catholic school as a child. Let's talk. Let's talk about.
It didn't teach you
Okay.
about any other religions for sure.
No,
Man,
but-
that history of religions class must have been really short.
yeah, it was like this way. That was all it was.
All right, history of religions. A long time ago, God told us what religion is. There you go.
And everybody believed it.
all right, well, thanks, guys.
All right, yeah, good episode, guys. A lot of good giggles.
Yeah, you'll see it later, Rob.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Check back for more individual clips and full episodes every Monday, or you can listen wherever you enjoy podcasts. If you want to support the show and get access to special fan-only content, go to patreon.com/ITApod. That's ITApod, as in Is This Anything Podcast. Relevant links in the description. Take care.